and welcome to a special episode of the Film As We Know It podcast. I'm your host, Zach Hamelton, and with me, as always, is Tim Callaghan.
Hello there.
Hello. So, Tim, why is today a special episode?
Well, we have our first guest episode.
What?
Yeah.
First guest episode. That's exciting. Yeah. We've got Shorten joining us. He's an old friend of the network. He was on Film Revered a couple of times. But Lee is an award-winning film and television actor and director, and many others accolades to that as well. His most recent work as an actor was in the hit film Swan Song, the groundbreaking video game Ghost of Tsushima.
Such a good game.
Yeah, it's so good.
Let's see. I think I got it for Christmas, and I only just stopped playing it.
Was that the first thing you played on PS5?
No, it wasn't the first thing, but definitely probably the most logging of hours on my PS5.
Well, you got a new TV and everything, so you really fully got the full experience on that.
Oh yeah, you're great. You get that little backlight on the TV going with it and everything. Yeah, I didn't realize we were going to have the Butcher of Iki Island here too, man.
I know, it's crazy. And then also, obviously, he was on AMC's The Terror season 2 as well. So very excited to have Lee on the phone. So we'll go ahead and get him on the phone here real quick. And then, we'll get started with this brand new special episode where we've got our first guest.
Can't wait.
All right, Lee, welcome to the Film As We Know It podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. This is cool. So appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Now we're audio only with you. And I guess it's because some laptops don't have webcams.
Who knew? I recently bought a new laptop and it doesn't have one. And it was like, what?
Yeah, clearly your laptop did not get the memo that we're doing video now. Now, had we done this episode like 2 episodes ago, it wouldn't have been a deal because we were audio only. Yeah. So, gotta love it. But welcome to the show, man. We're super stoked that you could make it on the show. We do things a little bit differently here on Film Revered. It's a little bit more loose, a little bit more fun, I think, personally. But yeah, we'd love to just kind of talk movies, man. So if you're down, let's talk movies.
I love movies, so that works out.
All right. Now, if you think about what is the first movie, like if you think back, what's the first movie you ever remember seeing?
I
guess it's testing your memory as well.
Like ever, or like in a theater,
ever. As a child, the first movie that those eyes saw. Well, I mean, within reason. I mean, I was a baby, and I remember they put this movie on in the background, but not that far back.
I think it might have been Ghostbusters.
Oh man, what a great first film, by the way.
That is solid.
Now, would you say that that's held up over the years, having watched it back then to now? Do you still enjoy it just as much?
I mean, I haven't watched Ghostbusters probably in at least over a decade, but
wow.
I remember still liking it. I mean, it's a and I watched the movies that made this episode about it too, and a lot of memories, and I'm pretty sure it still holds up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Tim, you got a question for the guest today?
Yeah. Is there a film franchise, genre, or anything kind of film wise that you kind of get excited to geek out, nerd out on, like superheroes or fantasy, or it doesn't have to be those kind of genres, but if there's like a certain kind of someone's bringing up a certain kind of film type thing and you're like, ooh, I want to talk about this, what would that be?
This is like the worst answer, but
My Little Pony. Hey man, we all got our things.
Brony.
Well, my girlfriend's like a voice on My Little Pony. So that's funny you said.
Oh, I know. That was a nice little nod there. Did my research.
Respect. No, honestly, I love everything, and I love everything that's good, like good sci-fi, good horror, good superhero, good fantasy, you name it, and I'm excited about it. There's nothing I don't.
Dang, man. Way to be vague. It's I love it all. All right. Well, are you excited? Are you excited about House of the Dragon at least? I mean, that's fantasy. That comes out tonight. As the day we're recording this.
The cast looks incredible. And, I think, say what you will about people's feelings about the last season of Game of Thrones. I mean, the world's still interesting. And I think the period that this show is set in is interesting. And, it looks gorgeous.
Oh yeah. And it's so cool because with Game of Thrones, it was a lot more reserve in the fantasy aspect until really season 3. Those dragons are, actually doing, stuff on camera more so than just kind of being little pets. Whereas this is literally about the family that rode dragons. So they're like, first episode, bam, dragons.
Yeah,
we're going hardcore into it.
Yeah. So. And there's supposed to be a lot of them they're showing this season, I guess, too. There's supposed to be like 20 or something like that. Or there's like a larger number and you're only going to see a set amount in the first season or something. Dang. But I also want to say that hate on the last season of Game of Thrones, I think, has gone too far. Like, it really wasn't as bad as I think some people think says it is. Like, well,
and it's funny because people hate the last season, but then they like The Last Watch, which is a documentary about the last season, which was fantastic. Obviously, went in depth as to how they made that last season. I think that's also because it was just the nostalgia and like the culmination of a season, a series ending. But looking back at all the movies that you've seen, Lee, was there a film that ever made you cry or have an extreme emotional response? We're getting sensitive here.
I mean, honestly, I cry all the time.
Fair enough. Well, you are an actor, so I mean, both at work and I guess in life. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I think like the earliest one was probably The Lion King.
Oh man, that is a good one. That is a good one, Lee. I think that probably hit me. Did that hit you, Tim? You were a little older, but
I mean, I wasn't like what? How old was I when that came out? I don't. To be honest, I feel like it might have been E.T. that got me first.
That's another good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
That one's kind of can get you right there.
Dude, I watched his demo tape by the other way, the kid from E.T. to get in there, and even that made me emotional. I'm like, good God, like I wanted to hug the kid then. Just in the screen test. I'm like, oh my God, like that felt so terrible. I'm like, no wonder they chose that kid. My God, amazing. Yeah.
Still acting, still hitting that kid, by the way. This is still good.
Yeah.
Is there a particular decade of filmmaking that you kind of gravitate towards? Like, is there there's some people that just love like 60s, 70s film, or, they'll go back earlier. Like, I need that old school black and white noirs. And that's, is there anything that you gravitate towards?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. I think it's like partially nostalgia as well, but like I think about late 90s, early 2000s. And I think that's it. And it probably just is because, that was a period where I was really getting into, not to sound like a pretentious tool, but like film in a serious way, like watching a film and thinking about it critically. So
there was some good, like, I swear, like 98 and 96, like people have arguments and debates about like what was a better or bigger movie year. Right. And then or one of those like memes, like which table are you sitting at? Right. And they'll like list, here's the 96, here's 98. And it's like, oh, this is tough.
Yeah, I mean, because you got Jurassic Park's a heavy hitter coming out in the 90s, which still looks fantastic visual effects wise. I mean, practical effects wise too. I mean, it's just insane. Yeah. And as we found out literally in our last episode, all the Lethal Weapon movies, or at least the last one was 98. Yeah. And then they started Max Fury Road, for those that haven't listened to Tales from the Set, in 98 was when that was originally started and did not come out until 2015. And Mel Gibson was supposed to be in it, crazy enough. Gotta love it. What's a movie that you absolutely adore that might surprise people that maybe you're like, what? Lee likes that movie? Really?
Last Samurai.
Okay, that's an awesome movie though. That's not like, I'm thinking like Clueless. Be like, dude, really? Like, it's a good movie. I do
like Clueless, by the way. It's
actually a good movie.
Clueless
Last Samurai is fantastic.
Sure. Yeah, I think, like people are usually shocked because it's like, because I agree, I love that movie, but it's very like a white savior tropey.
I could see that, yeah.
So I think people like, and a lot of like Asian creatives I know don't like that movie for that reason. So I think when I talk about it in a positive way, people are always a bit like, oh okay.
See, now I feel terrible questioning your movie choice now. Now I'm like, damn, that was actually a really good choice.
We're also suckers for Tom Cruise too.
It's hard not to be. As a person, he's a little out there, but as an actor and a stunt guy, I mean, like, it's really hard to touch that.
Top Gun Maverick was like one of the best blockbuster films we've had in like a long time. It was
They're
incredible.
like, all right, we're gonna do it for real, guys. Like, what? Like, yeah, I'm putting them in the actual jets. We're doing
It's
this
so
for real.
much better than like a 30-year after the original movie deserves to be.
Oh my god, yes.
100%. 100%.
You go into that, and if it wasn't for like, honestly, I feel like truly, if they had not gone to the lengths that they did to film this movie and doing it as practically as they did, I feel like the buzz and the movie as a whole would probably not have been as good. But knowing how much like effort and like just general passion went into that film, again, for a movie that's a 30-year plus sequel, normally doesn't get that kind of level of treatment. I think that's, adds to it for sure.
The ending action sequence too is like, if that wasn't there, who knows? People might feel differently about that movie, but it's such an epically awesome conclusion of that movie. And that action, it makes it all worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do you got a last question for Lee to kind of close us out here, Tim?
So is there any, what 3 movies you've seen recently, or maybe, I guess it doesn't have to be recently, but what's something that you're just really amped about that you think that like, check this out? You're into film, you want to watch something that'll get you amped up. What 3 movies would you tell people to go check out?
Look, I have to say Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I still got to see that.
It's been on my list for a while.
Dude, yeah, you guys got to see that movie. It's incredible. Again, I think, one of the better movies of the past decade.
All right, Lee, I feel bad enough. Jesus Christ, man. We just said it's on our list, and now you're like, the fact that you haven't seen it is both insulting and also just disappointing.
One of the greatest action stars of like all time, too, still killing it. It's kind of upsetting that I haven't seen it yet, because she is phenomenal and has been for a very long time.
For real. So
anyway, enough guilt tripping. Go see the movie. 3 movies?
Yeah, 2 more.
If people are like, what movie should I see that I haven't seen? I still say, David Fincher's Seven is still an incredible film.
We do love Seven here.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
And then I gotta go back to the classics. I gotta say, like, you gotta see Blade Runner. You gotta see the original Blade Runner.
Ooh, there you go.
I really feel like, as much credit as it does get, there's a lot of people that haven't seen it, and it still blows my mind.
It is visually just,
or they've seen the sequel, which is like, dude, to see the original. The sequel's good. Don't get me wrong.
Sequel
There's
is
another
good.
one that's a much later sequel that actually was really good too.
Both movies too is just visually stunning, but it's amazing how visually breathtaking Blade Runner is right now. Like, just pop it in and it's still
and the
visually
4K remaster.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, the colors, man, they just pop on that screen.
It's so good.
So good.
I'm a big fan. My brother is actually a hater of it. I can't explain it.
What doesn't he like about Blade Runner?
I guess he feels like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I guess he's bored by it a lot of times. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've been arguing about it, this movie with him. He actually likes the sequel better, and it's crazy. I don't know, probably now for 30 years, my brother and I now have been arguing about Blade Runner.
Wow.
Probably going to be arguing about it now that he brought it up. And he's
probably,
listening.
But there's other things too that, like, I'm sure, like, there's certain things that I know everybody loves that I don't really like.
Well,
right?
if I know anything about Patrick, the first day that I ever met him, he did nothing but talk crap about pretty much every single movie I've ever worked on for like 20 minutes straight. I'm like, dude, like, I'm so happy that you feel comfortable enough to just shit on everything I've worked on, but maybe dial it back a little bit. I mean, you can see I'm about to cry. Speaking of cry, I mean, it's kicking me out.
I gotta love my brother, man.
Like, Justice League wasn't that bad. It's like 50 Shades, however. Like, I thought it was good. Whatever.
Hey, I'll still defend the Whedon version.
There you go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I think it's time to kind of maybe switch things up, maybe play a little Trial by Contacts.
Yeah, all right. Trial by Contacts is a movie trivia game where you have each contestant gets a total of 2 questions, and they have to basically call somebody from their contacts and try to get them to answer the question. The person who gets the most questions correct, their callers getting it correct, wins the episode. And if there's a tie, then I get to ask you guys a question, and it'll go to you two instead of a random person from your contacts.
Yeah, the stakes are a little bit higher then. Now, normally on the show, when it's just Tim and I playing, we'll just do another round the next episode. But obviously, Lee, as much as we'd love to have you on the next episode, you're more than welcome back. We figured we just, spice things up a little bit and put each other in the hot seat instead of people in our phone book.
Well, Zach, what are we playing for, man?
Yeah, there's got to be stakes. Now normally it's me just like, we still have not done this, by the way. So Lee, we play for either prizes or punishments. So that means either you get like, I'll buy, movie tickets for Tim and his wife to go see a movie, or vice versa. Or I write a terrible movie review of one of his favorite movies and he has to post it on his social media, which sounds great, but we've yet to do it. So we really need to get on that.
Yeah, we both chose
the punishment.
Punishment.
Either of us have yet to. It's because we like each other so much.
Maybe.
And we just don't want to do that to each other. But I've been writing it, by the way. It's actually in progress. I just haven't posted it.
Oh, wow. I guess I got to step up my game. I have not started.
Now, Jaws is going to take a hit, buddy. I'm on the fence, though. It may not be Jaws. I feel like that's too close to home and people know you love it.
Well, I feel like as soon as people see this post by me bashing Jaws, I feel like they know I've been hacked.
All right, you know what? I think we're going to go with like Paw Patrol, good movie, like outbeats certain movies, and then that'll make it be like, what, this guy's lost
you
his
should
mind.
go more subtle. That maybe people will be tricked into believing what
Paw
is
Patrol, I can see that because you could have seen that with your kids.
That's true.
And then be like, this movie is a damn masterpiece.
To watch it.
Yeah, I'm shocked that it did not get nominated for Best Animated Feature.
It gripped my son so much, and we got to watch it because of you.
Yeah,
you let us use your account while we were with you, and we were like, all right, let's watch. And my son was crying watching it. He was so worried about what's going to happen to Chase. I was like, wow, good job,
At one point,
guys.
I think I tried talking to him, and he's like, I'm watching this.
Yeah.
Like, he literally, like, shooed me away.
He was in the zone, man. He was really
4,
worried.
and he's like, I don't care. At the time, he was 4.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Yeah, so let's maybe get into this bad boy.
Let's do this. All right. Let's have Lee go first.
Okay.
So visitors go first. Does he know the question already, or
we'll read it for the listeners. Now, normally these are randomized for the listeners. They're kind of like, what the heck, man? A little how the sausage is made here, a little behind the scenes. But with the guests, we didn't want to just spring it on them too much. So we at least let them have the questions so they could also look at it when they're reading it to whoever they decide to call. All right, so we'll go with the first question. Tim, what's the first question for Lee? What's he got to throw down at a contact in his phone book?
In The Matrix, does Neo take the blue pill or the red pill?
Now, see, I feel like we did you a favor on that one, Lee.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it is. Although I'm going to call my girlfriend, and she only recently saw The Matrix.
But that's actually could be a plus, though, because it's recent in her memory.
Could be, but will she remember the detail of which color pill it was?
Did she like it, by the way?
Yeah, she liked The Matrix, for sure.
I don't know. Your voice went kind of high in that, Lee. It's making me question whether or not she actually liked it.
I feel like if she liked it, you shouldn't get her to see the sequels then. Just stop.
Yeah, you really kind of...
Yeah.
There's still some good stuff in the sequels, but yeah, not at the highs of the first one for sure.
No, the twins are fun. So
the twins are fun, yeah.
But all right,
but the first
Lee.
one was okay.
No,
so I'm gonna I'll call her. All right.
Speakerphone, and we'll play that pressure music. We don't have pressure music. I might add some. We'll see how lazy I get in the edit.
Could be fun.
Hello. Hey, it's me. Hey, so I'm on this podcast with my buddies Tim and Zach, and so I gotta ask you this movie or trivia question, and hopefully you can answer it because then I win a hat.
Well, make it sound exciting.
It's a cool hat. All right.
You know how many movies I watch, and it's like none.
I know. I'm not. They said like this is like an easy question, but I'm like I'm not confident.
Okay. Oh my
God, you got to make her feel confident she's going to get it right. Jesus Christ, I'm nervous for
her. Okay, so you ready?
Do you have the question?
Yeah, I'll read you the question. Yeah, you ready? Okay.
Okay.
In The Matrix, did Neo... See, I told you.
Oh, no.
See, did Neo take the red pill or the blue pill?
There's so much silence.
Oh, no.
I mean, it is technically 50-50.
He takes the red pill.
Oh, man. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Good one.
Does he?
He does.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Does he? Well, we knew it was a guess now.
All right. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's right.
it, yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like also like culturally, everyone knows like the red pill, but anyway. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I got it from. I'm like, okay, they're always saying take the red pill to wake up, and I'm like, shut up. But okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got the gist
You wanna
already.
add?
She does.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Awesome.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Yes.
All right, man. I was really excited for myself there. I'm like, dude, she's gonna get this wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought she was too. So.
Oh man. Man, you really see that. See, Lee, I was right when you said, yeah, she liked the movies. Clearly, not enough to remember. Kind of a big moment in the movies. So
I think culture in general helped her with that one.
Yeah, that was a societal
I think
thing helping there.
100%.
All right, Tim, what do I got to do?
All right. In what 1976 thriller does Robert De Niro famously say, "You talking to me"?
Oh, man.
See,
I
feel
don't
like,
think that's as easy.
Really?
Well, I think a lot of people know this line and know this scene, but not necessarily they've seen the movie, is where I'm thinking where you might have trouble.
Well, so see, now I've got a little bit of a catch here because I got to call someone that's going to know the answer, but also pick up the phone. So see, that's always the fun part now. Oof. Oh, man. Who do I call? Let's keep talking, guys. Pretend that I'm not stalling at all.
You know, the thing about this is I feel like you're right. Maybe not everyone's seen it, but I feel like if you think thriller De Niro, there's really only like 2 movies that come to mind. You know, it's like, so.
I guess. All right. You're making me feel more confident. All right, I'm going to call David Drake. Putting him on blast. Calling David. Not my girlfriend. Please answer, buddy. Oh, boy. It's never fun when it gets to the third ring because then you're like, oh, man.
It's the worst part of the game, really, just hearing the phone ring.
Well, it's anxious and it's now well past. Oh, he's not going to answer.
Worse as in like, yes, your feelings of like, oh, no.
Yeah. We might have to go to the. So I only get 2 chances in general. So you on the other hand, I wasn't going to put this on you, but I only get, an extra call once.
They could call back though. We've had that before.
That's happened before, but I don't know. We're moving pretty quick here. So that sucks. I got to call somebody else who's going to answer their phone. You talking to me? I feel like, you know what? I'm going to call my stepdad. I think this is the first family call that we've had on the show. I'm going to call my stepdad because I know he'll answer, which is definitely
that's a plus.
Here we go. Please answer and get it right. He watches like Rick and Morty. He's like all over the place. It's great.
Oh, interesting.
He's gonna know.
I feel like it, right? Now watch him not answer.
That comes back soon, doesn't
this
it?
Is killing me.
Rick and Morty, doesn't that come back soon?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, right.
They just did a new season of Solar Opposites, I think, too, which is that other spinoff show that he did. Oh my God, I'm going to get an automatic loss on this round.
Oh my gosh, from your stepdad too, that hurts.
Brutal.
Please leave.
Oh wow. Even my own dad won't answer the phone. All right, well, Lee, you're doing good. It's currently 1-0. Sadly, no one would answer my call. So we're down to...
we leave out hope that somebody calls back, right? We still have that. If somebody calls back...
Although I feel like that's kind of lame. He's going to get all excited that he won this hat only for them to call in at the last second.
So then it's got to be they call back before an official winner's declared.
Okay, fair.
Fair.
Right,
okay.
I'll take that. I mean, it's only helping me, so of course I'm going to take
fair
that.
Enough. Okay. All
right, what's Lee's next question?
He can end you right here, right now.
Theoretically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, God.
TKO.
Here we go. The question, in Apocalypse Now, Robert Duvall says, I love the smell of blank in the morning. Fill in this blank.
These questions are way too goddamn easy.
Yeah,
I didn't pick them, Zach. Just saying.
I know, but still.
Plus, I feel like you picked this question maybe on purpose or something like you did because we already know my feelings of this movie.
No, we don't need to rehash your terrible movie taste.
Sorry,
the fact that he doesn't like Apocalypse
Now.
Now.
Like Apocalypse
so
Now.
Overrated and boring.
Oh, God. it still cuts deep. Now,
you picked the line that literally I say the movie goes off a cliff after this
but you
moment.
said you liked that line, so I figured, at least
maybe. I'm just saying, it just nosedives after.
You see what I'm dealing with, Lee? You want to be my co-host?
I mean,
we record on Sundays.
You need the controversy of these, opinions.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. You need that. Yeah.
Dog apocalypse now.
I feel like I can't be alone. There's others that got to agree with me on this one. I can't be alone.
Very few.
You think?
It's a minority.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to call my friend Brittany Lumcho.
All right.
She should know this. If she doesn't know this, she should be very embarrassed.
Well, if she answers the phone, you're already doing better than me. So
I need someone to answer and be like, I know this. This movie sucks.
I got to really start looking through I should be looking through my contacts to figure out who's going to. I should text people. I'm not. That's not the name.
I got to pare down my contacts.
All right.
Yeah, I still have that realtor, by the way, we talked about last. I should call him.
I had a list of a short list of people I was going to call the last time we did it.
Matt Van Nuys studio.
You called.
That's what I should call him.
You called a realtor? That's so funny.
No, but he's still in my phone as Matt Van Nuys studio from back when I was in Los Angeles looking at this duplex.
That's so funny. That's so funny. All right. Okay. I'm going to call my friend here. Hello, Britt. How are you?
You're so jealous.
Hey, Lee. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just on this podcast, and we're this is a trivia competition, and I have to ask you some movie trivia to win this cool hat. So don't let me down.
I feel this hat better be amazing.
Hopefully it's not too cool. We'll see.
Okay, so if you don't get this, I feel like you should be embarrassed. But anyway.
Then we're not friends anymore?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
No
Now that's some stakes right there.
What was the question? In Apocalypse Now, Robert Duvall says, I love the smell of what in the morning?
Napalm.
See?
God
boom.
Mic
boom.
drop.
I knew you would know. I
mean, yeah, thank God it was that question. If you'd gotten real specific, I don't know that I would have gotten it.
Well, thank you.
Are you going to send me a picture of you in this hat later?
I will. Well, whenever they give it to me, I gotta get the hat fast. So.
I don't even have them made yet. Now
we gotta really put work into this design of this hat.
Thanks, Britt.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
That's it.
No problem.
Thanks. Bye.
Wow. That was a sweep.
She, Brittany's cool. She's like a writer, producer, director as well. So I'd be like, she should be embarrassed if she didn't know the answer to that.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've touched on this before. Now, I didn't name them specifically, but I did work with a producer that hadn't seen even The Godfather, Jaws. And I'm like, dude, you're in meetings where the shorthand is, it's this movie meets this movie. And you're just nodding your head like, yeah, totally. I totally get what you're going for, not knowing anything of what they're asking. He was still a great producer, though. So I guess hats off with that handicap, right?
I mean, I don't want to get too film bro-y snobby of just oh my God, you haven't seen this. But I mean, again, I feel like that's a pretty famous quote, right?
Yeah. We did just saw it on that one. All right. Well, I'm gonna still call for this last question, and then hopefully that other person calls back.
There you go.
By the time that we're done with this one. What's my last question?
I feel like we need some harder questions, but okay. Who wrote the screenplay for Rocky?
Yeah, okay, but not everyone's going to get that. Not everyone knows. I mean, I know the answer.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I know who's going to know the answer. We're going back to family again.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I'm pulling well, it's not like they're answering.
You got burned once, man. I don't know.
When your own family doesn't answer your calls, I swear to God. I'm trying not to cry here. This is an emotional episode of Film As We Know It.
Nobody loves
calling the
me.
Mother-in-law.
Man, all right.
She would know that. She's got movies like this on repeat all. Don't you shrug like that. I don't like that. Confidence.
Okay.
Did it just die? Hello?
She is trying to have her husband recover, so I don't know.
Okay, well,
she might be busy.
She's got time. She's got time for a quick question. So that's a technical because my phone, I think, just dropped the call. damn iPhones, let me tell you. I actually really like my iPhone. All right, here we go. Let's try again because it just dropped out. I'm feeling very alone on this island of no one wants to talk to me.
It's rough.
I want to edit all this out, but this is just the content of me being so lonely.
I think you got to take it. You got to take your lumps, man.
Oh my God.
Your call has...
What is happening?
Betrayal.
How is this? He won just because no one answered. Like,
I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about that.
This is not a clean victory, okay? This is not clean.
Do you want one more?
No, at least let me try calling my stepdad back.
All right.
God dang, man. You know, I wonder. I think it would still count if I called my dad, but then made my stepdad get on the phone. I'm not actually asking my dad. It's still the same person, but he might be more apt to answer.
But you're not playing me, but I get that would make sense to me.
I mean, it's not really going to matter.
He's okay with it.
Oh, I'm cool with it.
I just need that. I just want at least one person to answer. I still lost at this point. There's no victory in this. It's just at least like
Silver
not a
lining.
shutout victory. And as depressing. Oh my God.
Wow, your own father won't pick up.
Now this is my actual dad, which I really felt like, of course he'll answer. What is happening?
I mean, I feel like it's dinner time. You know what I mean? And people are just like, I'm eating, man.
Yeah, but he's on the West Coast though, man.
Oh, ooh.
See, Lee, I didn't like that laugh because I felt like he meant it, you know?
We did run into that problem before.
Oh.
Wow.
All right, Lee. Well, this is depressing. Not only did I lose, but clearly no one wants to talk to me.
Okay, so just because this is so brutal, if we went to sudden death, what are the questions?
Oh, all right. Fair
like
enough.
A redemption?
You're way too kindly. Now, see, you could pick any question, though, Tim. So you could actually pick a hard one, because there are hard ones on that list.
There are much better questions in here, yeah.
Hey, I was thinking, we know answers, you and I, but maybe people that were calling in our phone. You know what I should have called? You know what? Hold on. I want to throw this. I want to do this.
Man, I had a question.
Give me the question. I'm calling Matt Van Nuys studio apartment because I'm genuinely curious if this realtor will answer this call. Because that's content. That's a clippable moment, if nothing else.
Do you want me to read the question?
Yeah, read the question.
Okay. For what movie did Tom Hanks score his first Academy Award nomination?
I'm writing it down.
Yeah,
nomination, not a
nomination.
Win.
Yes, his first nomination.
Now, Matt lives in Los Angeles. Now, he's a real estate guy. He's a super casual guy. I ended up actually getting the duplex from him, in fairness. So it's, wasn't just some random guy. But maybe living in Los Angeles, he might, know a little bit about movies. I can't believe I'm doing this, but you know what? If Matt, the Van Nuys guy, answers, I'm going to be really happy, but also still sad that like a random realtor in my phone answered his phone. Which he would because it's business. I'm a producer. I answer my phone always because you never know who's calling, right?
Sure.
All right. Matt Van Nuys Vine apartment. Phone call. Here we go.
Hi, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, this is Zach. I don't know if you remembered me. You rented me a duplex out in Van Nuys in California back in like 2019. I know this is, man? Yeah. All right, cool. Awesome. So I don't.
You're the law guy, right?
What?
Were you the law guy?
No, I was a film guy. I worked in film, but.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll pretend like, same guy. So look, honestly, you're doing me a huge favor by answering your phone. I'm on a podcast right now. And we have to ask people in our phone book. And I just happen to still have you in my phone book. And I was wondering, hey, what's Matt up to? He was a great guy. He might know this answer. So it's movie trivia. Are you up for being on a podcast? And are you up for answering a question?
Sure thing. I'm all yours.
Oh, my God, Matt, you're the best. All right. So what movie did Tom Hanks get his first Academy Award nomination? Now, he didn't win, but this is the first movie that he got nominated.
Ooh.
Do I get a multiple choice?
Philadelphia.
There's no multiple choice here.
Oh, God damn it. So is Philadelphia your final answer?
The man with one red shoe. That was the first movie.
Oh, Matt, that wasn't the right answer, but you know what? You answered your call.
Splash.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Splash is a good throw, though. That's yeah. The answer for the listeners as well as you was Big.
Oh, one of my favorites.
I know. And the Academies, apparently. But nonetheless. Yeah. Well, Matt, thank you so much for answering your phone. Seriously, I really appreciate it, man. And we should, catch up soon. I'm sure I got people that need places.
I hope your podcast goes well.
All right. Thanks, man. Talk to you later. Bye.
Well, at least they picked up.
Yeah, that was epic.
Talk about a shot in the dark. Matt Van Nuys Vine apartment coming in clutch. Didn't get the question right, but damn if that wasn't entertaining.
You're gonna try to calm yourself to sleep. This is my podcast. It's my podcast.
No, Lee won.
I know, but ouch.
Oh, what? What do you mean?
Just because of the way it went down.
The way it went down? Well, I mean, look, I play fair. I don't let people know I'm calling.
Van Nuys Apartments, man.
And Matt Van Nuys Vine Apartment, by the way. Let's get the name correct, all right? Some respect on that name.
My bad.
All right. Well, that's awesome. I love how he tried to play it off like, the law guy. Right? I'm like, the film guy, but you answered. We're already best buds because you answered. So
that's great.
That was a great dude. That guy was awesome. I remember he showed up in a BMW with a button-down dress shirt, board shorts, and an O'Neill hat and flip-flops.
Wow.
He's like the most business casual guy ever. But you know what? It was a great place. It is LA, right? He was awesome. He was a great guy. So, all right, cool. Well, I lost. Lee, congratulations. You're going to get a super awesome hat that you've told everybody about. And now I have to make sure that the hat is actually awesome and that you also get the hat. So pressure's on. Look out for Instagram. No,
otherwise I'll just take a blurry photo with a different hat to save you, and I'll be like, look
prototype.
At this hat.
We can't show the logo yet because it's a prototype. We got to blur it out. Yeah. No, I will get you a hat and I will get you a sticker. You more than earned it, and at least someone answered my calls. I'm glad that we called Matt. Can't believe he answered.
You're gonna you'll be at Christmas dinner and you'll be like, you didn't have my back. My own parents didn't have my back.
You know who had my back? You know who had my back? My realtor from Los Angeles from 3 years ago. He had my back.
It'd be even better if he gets invited at Christmas dinner too.
That's the only reason he's invited. Hey guys, remember this guy? No, I don't actually recall him. Well, he's the one that had my back. Okay, I called, no one answered.
Beautiful.
Well, there's your clippable moment. So there we go. Worth it. Well, Lee, that was quite the round of trial by contacts, I think we could say. Before we end the show, I would love to give you just kind of the floor to talk about any recent projects you'd like to promote or share with the audience, anything that you're working on, or maybe you want to talk about something that we've mentioned on the show that you've worked on or anything like that.
Appreciate it. It's that weird thing of all the things I'm working on now I can't talk about.
Bet on that boat.
Curse you NDAs. So yeah, I mean, if you mentioned it, but if you haven't seen Swan Song, you should, just because Mahershala is so insanely good in it. It's definitely worth it just to see him because he's one of the best actors doing it right now, and it's always worth seeing him do his thing.
His Blade movie is coming up soon, right? It's got to be. They've been talking about it for a hot second.
I think they said it's phase 5 or something like that.
Phase 5.
Yeah.
Marvel in their phases. That's all. I am curious, not to pry too much, but how did you land Ghost of Tsushima, and what was that like? Because it's your likeness. It's not just you as a voice. It looks like you, the character.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the standard thing. There's a breakdown came out, and video games are so secretive. They're more secretive than film half the time.
Well, especially with a new IP, they're really trying to keep that under wraps, right?
So I didn't really know what it was, and we just threw in a tape, and then they came back and had some notes, and then they came back again and had some more notes, and then I was fortunate that they offered me the role, and then I found out what it was, and it was mind blowing because I was a huge fan of the game, so it was an honor and just to be asked to come play. So
now I'm curious, did you do any mocap for that, or was it just straight voice acting?
It was a hybrid. It was kind of weird and it was the only bummer about that project was usually they mocap everything, but because we did it in COVID, we couldn't.
Oh, man.
So, but what they did do, instead of full body mocap, they just did the face camera. So,
okay, so it's still your performance, too. Yeah,
but just not quite as,
because you're not unaccustomed to doing stunt work and actual like stage combat. So that would have been cool to have that opportunity for sure.
It would have. But it was still cool. It was still very
hell yeah. Well, and very fitting with us talking about Last Samurai being one of your favorite films, and then here you are, literally in a video game about samurais.
Being a samurai, yeah.
Being a samurai.
Yeah, being a samurai.
Clan Sakai.
Full circle, man. Full circle. Well, that is awesome, Lee. Thank you so much again for joining us on the show. And with that, I think it's time that we wrap this week's episode. But before we do, Lee, where can people find you on the social media?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, just at LC Shorten. To be honest, I'm more on Twitter. I don't really Instagram that much. But
see, and I'm more on Instagram. Look at that. I need to get on Twitter, I guess.
Yeah, I'm more on Twitter.
See, Tim's on Twitter all the time, too. Yeah. All right. Well, a reminder, we have an extra episode next week where we will be reviewing 3,000 Years of Longing, starring Idris Elba and Tilda Swinton. Another George Miller film, by the way. So keeping in that vein. But yeah, Tim and I realized that there's an extra episode in this month because Wednesday's August 31st. So we're back at it again in the studio.
Yeah, I'm not complaining, man. I'm excited for the movie. It looks real fun.
We'll see who we see it with because I still don't know if I'm crashing your movie night again. Although last time we almost got into a fist fight. So maybe
hopefully there's no one like on anything this time, so that would be helpful.
Yeah, he told the wrong person to be quiet. His brother, again, very popular on the show. We bring him up all the time. He's always starting shit. Very opinionated and loud.
He just told someone to not be obnoxious at a movie theater. It was
it was fair. It was a good. Yeah.
I mean, the guy was out of his mind.
Well, yeah. I mean, clearly found that out after he literally was unhinged, screaming at your brother after that point. So that's great. But listen to that episode. But yeah, so please show your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or wherever you happen to listen to the show. Again, sharing with your friends never hurts. Be sure to follow us on social media. You can get the latest show updates and guest announcements now that we're doing guest shows. You can find us by searching for the hashtag filmasweknowitpod, P-O-D. Lastly, again, a big thanks to Lee Shorten for joining us on the show, and for all of you for tuning into another episode of Film As We Know It podcast. Have a great week, everybody.
Peace out, everyone.
Bye.